It was 1978. I was going up for parts for various things. And I read the script, and it's the part of Louis De Palma. I never watched television.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll go. Wait, you got to make an impression, right?
Yeah.
I walk in the office, and I had the script in my hand, and I said, one thing I want to know before we start. Who wrote this shit? And I threw it on the table.
Welcome to Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman. They're Jack and Kyler, and we're on the search for the greatest game of all time. And on today's episode, we don't really get into covering Game 7 of the 2016 World Series between the Chicago Cubs and the Cleveland Indians. But we had legendary actor, director, producer, and American treasure, Danny DeVito. We get into talking about his sports growing up in Jersey, split household.
When my father was around, I was a diehard Dodger fan. When my mother was around, come on, Mickey.
What it's like sitting courtside with Jack Nicholson.
We're all standing out there ready for the ball to be thrown in the air and tipped. Throw the ball up, just as the guy's tipping the ball.
And then what inspired his new show, Game 7, on Amazon Prime.
What I liked about any sports was that playoff game. It was electric. It was exciting.
It's like a holiday.
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday. And then we wrap it up by ranking our top 5 greatest baseball movies. Tough. You got to stick around to the very end. Let's go. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. November 2nd, 2016, Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio.
A billy goat, a Bartman, a black cat, 109 years of heartbreak in Wrigleyville.
Bottom of the 10th, 2 outs. The winning run steps up to home plate. Can the curse be reversed? This is Game 7 of the 2016 World Series. My guy, thank you so much.
Beautiful.
You want to jump into this bad boy?
I'm ready, man.
You ready?
Ready to talk?
Well, welcome to
Go for
Games with Names. Today we are going over Game 7 of the 2016 World Series, Cubs versus the Indians, with legendary actor Danny DeVito. Holy cow. In one sentence, Danny, why'd you pick this game?
Oh, well, first of all, this is what I was going to say. I have to preface all of this with, I was born in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm a sports fan like this. My father used to take me to Ebbets Field to see the Dodgers play.
Fucking Dodgers.
Okay? Fucking Dodgers. Like whenever I could, whenever he could. And he was a diehard Dodger fan, my father. Okay. So I was like, I didn't play sports. I didn't do like a lot of that. Maybe marbles was my big sport. Shooting a game of pool every once in a while. But like the idea is that he was like, now, my mother, they're all Italians, first of all. Okay. So they're DeVito. They're from southern Italy. My grandparents are from Potenza, from San Fele, which is all the places that maybe you don't know, but you could check out. They're beautiful places in southern Italy. Calabria, right down by the foot of the peninsula. Anyway, long story short is that my mother, she's born in the United States. She was born in Asbury Park, New Jersey. My father was born in Brooklyn. They got into it. They got into the whole sports milieu, but from different places. So ultimately, when I was born, I was like a late baby. I was like one of these babies. Like, look, Ma, what's we got? Here's a baby. You know what I mean? She had 5 kids and wonderful two wonderful sisters that were left. I'm telling you a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to get to one major thing that has to do with his question, which is about my enthusiasm for this game, for Game 7 in general. My mother was a diehard Yankee fan.
Ooh, Yankee Dodger.
Okay, so you got a lot of elements here. You got the Italian family that are like already like at level 10.
Yeah.
right? On everything.
Everything.
On food, on this, on how Wednesday, who's taking the garbage out, on whatever the hell. You know, this kind of stuff, like the lawn's going to get mowed. Are we going to do geraniums? Is it going to be like this or that? When are we going to do? No,
Yeah.
it's like a cacophony of like conflict.
I'm just thinking right now of like Labor Day barbecue.
Can
like,
you
in the
imagine?
heat of baseball season? What the fuck's going on over here? Are we having just straight fights over cannolis and
Can
shit,
you
or what?
imagine? The cannolis were flying, baby. You know, can you imagine? Okay, so like in New Jersey, I lived in a little house on 2nd Avenue in Asbury, and I had a lot of friends who we were all into punch ball. We used to play punch ball, stick ball in the street. We all had our favorite teams.
You basically live like, hey Arnold.
I was basically like, torn. Well, when my father was around, I was a diehard Dodger fan. When my mother was around, come on, Mickey, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And like, so trying to make nice in a family and all that. So I grew up basically watching sports at the height of the conflict. Like if there was a Dodger Yankee game, forget about it.
Yeah.
It was like the whole block. If you look at the block and they shut the grid down, and there was no electricity, my house would be on fire with lights because there was so much brain activity going on. Okay, so we lived in this little house in New Jersey, and we're on 2nd Avenue, and we had a porch. And we had no air conditioning, no this, that, and the other thing. Summer nights, brutal. Mosquitoes the size of, B-52s, man. And it was like, really like, so we had a screens, okay, now you got the porch. No screen in the porch. Everybody smoked, drank. It was like one of those things. We had my father had Jack Daniels next to him. My mother would have some kind of like sweet drink, this thing, smoke like fiends. But what we would do is we would take the television, you got to get the picture, and we would all sit on the porch on a nice sofa or on a recliner or a chair, and we would take the television and move it to the windows.
Oh wow.
Okay, so you'd be outdoor televisioning, watching the games, right? If Roy Campanella came up to bat, holy shit, I don't care where you were, you had to get in front of that television
Hell
and watch.
yeah.
Because Roy Campanella, by the way, according to my father, was Italian. Okay, so, and he was. I think he might have been half Italian or something. I don't know what the deal was. But wasn't paid.
It's a prereq of a family favorite Italian. So DiMaggio was,
Oh,
mom loved him.
come on. I mean, just please. DiMaggio was the greatest, and I, like if in my house, if DiMaggio and Campanella walking down the street and Perry Como across the street, forget about it. You wouldn't know where to go. It had to be. If there was Connie Francis was in the neighborhood, man, you were done for.
Oh.
Any Italian, you know what I mean?
I
It could be like,
I don't. I'm Jewish, but I get it.
yeah. Well, there
I'm
you
fucking
go.
with you. I'm fucking
You know what I mean? Pee Wee Reese, man. Okay, Mike. Come on. Okay.
We'll be right back after this quick break. Hey, I'm going to talk about something serious for a minute, something personal. Right now, in our country, hate is at an all-time high. It's like we're going backwards and hate is winning. It's out of control. So many different people, so many different groups are facing too much hate, and it's enough. We need to stop and regroup, change the momentum as a team, because that's what we are. Everyone in this country is on the same team, so we need to start acting like it. And when a team can't get it together, what do? They call a timeout. We need to call a timeout against hate. Let's think about what we say and do. And when we see hate, when we see someone doing or saying those things we know are wrong and hateful, we need to call it out. Visit standuptoallhate.org to help. And join me in calling a timeout against hate by following @What'sUpWithHate or posting the blue square emoji.
So that's the kind of like pad I'm trying to lay out for y'all in terms of my involvement with Game 7. Okay. What I liked about any sports was that playoff game. I I loved the World Series with no matter who was playing,
Yeah.
right? I loved the World Series because it was electric, it was exciting. I loved the Super Bowl. I loved getting that day, that game was like just like off the charts. You're looking at the finals in the NBA or whatever. I mean, that just
It's like a holiday.
it's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
I mean, and it starts from the time you wake up in the morning on the time
Giddy.
that
You're just giddy.
that ball is hiked, spiked, piked, pitched, whatever,
Shot.
anything. That thing was like, I once saw and I digress. I'm sorry, but I once saw a great documentary called it was about the Olympics, and it was and I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it was all Visions of Eight.
Visions of Eight.
It was called, and yeah, okay. So it was 8 directors, right? And they each had access to the Olympics. And Milos Forman was one of them.
Yeah.
Who directed Cuckoo's Nest. There were many good directors. And what they did was they made a movie of it. You can watch it somewhere. Visions of Eight. And it's how they dealt with each sport that they picked. They didn't do the entire Olympics, right? They would do weightlifting. They would do like something like, 100-yard dash. They would do the swimming. They would do this. They would do that.
Each a different one. Each a different event.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was really cool.
That's badass.
And the way
you see their interpretation.
yeah,
on
and their
Olympics.
interpretation, and how they dealt with it, and how they made that each one the most exciting segment of those 8 segments.
Yeah.
How they were going to present it. And
Which
I
is kind of
remember,
like Game 7.
it is kind of like it. This is what I'm getting.
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
This is my.
I'm just doing math in my head right now.
This is my presentation of Danny. How I feel about all sports.
Yeah.
Right. And so the one that I liked them all. They were all really great. The one I responded to, Milos was one of my favorites. He became one of my favorite directors. I didn't know him at the time. This was like before Cuckoo's Nest and everything. And I think what he did was, it was either Milos or another director that I can't remember his name now, but one of my favorite ones was they did the prep of each sport and how the person, the athlete, the man, the woman was preparing themselves for that competition.
Physically, mentally, emotionally.
Oh, everything.
Yeah, the training, the preparation.
And then what he did at and they were all, so he didn't get the whole movie to do it. You got a short amount of time to do it. And they did all of the preparations leading up to the moment when they were going to start. The moment when this was going, the gun was going off, and they were going to begin. So right up until the point where their foot was going into the chalk block or whatever, the person was getting ready to, holding the javelin. The person was doing this moment and that first step. And then they intercut this really cool thing of each event. So they went through every event that director, and it was, my heart almost stopped because it was like just, it's that level of like intensity.
But it's also the ability of the directors to capture that intensity
Absolutely.
for the
Absolutely.
viewer, which is the
Which
real talent.
I think,
Yuri Ozerov directed the beginning.
which I think, and not to jump way ahead, but when I was when my partners and I, Isaac Chera and Mark Messier and folks that were working with me on Game 7, when we were deciding to do the presentation, the Game 7. We to put this all together. The immediate thing I went to what was the most? I used to watch, 30 for 30, and I looked at The Last Waltz, and and I looked at, and I went to this Connor Shell guy, right? Connor Shell runs Words and Pictures, and I went through a friend of mine, Peter Chernin, who I worked with at Showtime. I don't want to say 40 years ago. I don't know. It's like it's 35 years ago, let's say. Okay,
Chernin.
It gives you it gives you chills thinking about it. And he says, "Oh, I hook you up with him right away." And as soon as I said it to Connor, he was in. I mean, it was like a blessing.
Yeah.
Because in order to do what I was talking about in that movie, to get you on the edge of your seat, they did it. They did it in,
Which, I was watching Game 7 on Amazon. I was watching the 2016 World Series between the Cubs and the Indians. And like you said, you capture the prep, the storylines of the last Game 7 going into the game, the excitement from the players' perspective on both sides of the teams, which is an awesome thing. It's a really cool concept. And, the one thing that got me thinking is, this is such a fucking great show, but why does he hate football? Because there's no Game 7 in football.
No, I know. But
it's just do or die. It's Game 7 every game.
Okay. Now I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking in the car on my way over here to talk to you. I'm not, I'm not talking to Chop Liver over here. I'm talking to a guy who's got the rings, man. I mean, we're talking about. Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro. You go tonight. It's your. But that preparation, that's the same thing. I'm thinking and I'm going to ask you that now because what I'm going for, what we're going for at Game 7 at Amazon with these guys. And by the way, you notice it's 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Are you looking at a producer? You got to know that I asked him to do 7. Yeah. Okay. I said, wait. This is gonna knock you off your seat. You're gonna do 5 of them? It's called Game 7.
What were the 2 that didn't get made?
What? By the way, just look up Game 7. There are tons of Game 7s, and there are Game 7s on the dock that if we get picked up for another season, we will have. I was going to do one with.
Wait, Jack. What Game 7 do you that comes up to your mind instantly that should have been made?
Let me think here.
Well, it was interesting. You guys did the 2003 Yankees Red Sox Game 7 and not 2004, which both
have their own Game 7.
But you grew up half a Yankees house. Makes sense.
I love
go ahead.
I don't know. It's tough. The toughest Game 7 of all time is a very hard question because we're on the search for the greatest game of all time. So we got these lists. We've seen these games. And
yes.
So seeing this in doc format, man, it was.
Well, you can imagine sitting there with the Game 7s down there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, and so when Murillo, right?
Legend.
Right. I went, right. I said, they said, somebody just in passing said, "Oh, you're going to do a cup. You got to talk to Tom."
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh shit." Not only do I love his music and his sensibility about the world, I called him up and I think it was it's like, "Hi, it's Danny DeVito. Hi, Danny." And people take my call. You know what I mean? I'm like, how old do you have to get before people don't take your call? I mean, so I've been around. And so I said, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And I give him the rundown. Man, he was on it, right, rice on white on rice. He was ready to go.
He killed it in that.
Oh my God.
He loves the Cubs.
He loved that. He was just so on it.
From a little boy. His story was awesome to learn. His fandom of this such a heroic, storybook kind of team that the Cubs were to see and get to capture how much agony this fan group has gone through over 108 years or something?
Something like that.
See, and he's like a rock star, superstar, and how it affects everyone. That's how big sport is. That's why this concept of Game 7, which is on Amazon, is freaking It's got to see. You got to watch it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the enthusiasm of it, and how it sells in a way. If I to call somebody like that is who is such an icon himself to say, and Billy Crystal, who's a good friend of mine,
City Slickers,
right?
Legend.
Billy Crystal, throw mama from the train.
throw mom from the train.
All-timer,
Okay,
That was the same lady from the Goonies, by the way.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love that.
Ann Ramsey.
Ann Ramsey.
God rest his soul. Anyway, so the thing is, I call Billy. Billy was like on it, he like like this, right? And then the damn actor strike happened because we would have had that. We would have had that one, right? But we're gonna go there, hopefully.
Oh, season 2.
Ooh.
God, from your mouth to God's ears, we have a season 2, and we have a list of things that we are gonna attack and go for, and and now let's get back to football for a second, because I did say I was thinking about this on the way there. You see, the whole feeling of Game 7 to me is it's much broader than it's just much deeper and much richer than just okay, there's a series of Game 7 and best out of 7, and we're gonna go. You're at Game 6, and that's gonna blow your mind and everything. As a fan, as a person who cares about the team, as a player,
2 teams.
as a player,
There's 2 teams.
huh?
Well, you care about, as a person that cares about a team, you
Yeah.
care about 2 teams because your mom and dad,
Yeah,
Dodgers, Yankees.
no, but I'm just saying that. I'm just talking about, like, if you're looking at, like, from the player's point of view, okay, what is it like for you? Okay, it's not a Game 7. It's a Super Bowl, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Come on, give me a break.
That's right.
What are we talking about?
Super is in the title.
You know what I mean? Now, this is the thing. You see, like, people go, okay, these athletes are training it's ingrained, it's in their blood, it's in their spirit, but it's a Super Bowl. You got to get that. You got to do it. You don't do it, you don't do it. Okay? There's got to be a winner. There's got to be
I got it for you.
Yeah.
You're just trying to capture
That's
the do or die moment.
that moment.
Because Game 7, it's win or go home.
That's right.
It's the last game. You're just
That's right.
trying to capture the do or die moment,
Right.
the last game of
Right.
the season.
It's
So
like a
Game
young-
7 could be a Super Bowl.
It's like a young man who's like totally passionately in love with this woman,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And he's already bought the engagement ring,
yeah,
and he's waiting out in the foyer,
yeah.
and somebody comes in and says, "Yes, Mr. So-and-so will see you now." And you walk in the door, and there's her father standing there.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Is he a buff guy?
You know
Is he
what
a
I
big
mean?
guy? He's got a
Whatever he
gun?
is.
What
And
he?
you're going, you know what you're gonna say.
What are you gonna say?
Mr. So-and-so, I am totally in love and dedicated to your daughter. May I have her hand in marriage? Game 7, motherfucker, written all over it.
That's Game 7.
right.
Tonight is
That
your night,
feeling
bro.
is like, you know what I'm saying?
Tonight is his night.
How
bro.
many? How
That
many?
is his night right
Yeah,
there.
baby.
I would
have done it a little different.
What will you do?
So, like, I don't know. When you said going in to talk to the dad, I started thinking. You said, may I? Wouldn't you want to be the guy that says, hey, I'm taking your daughter?
Oh no, no man, you're a tough guy, man. You go into Don Corleone's house and say, "I'm taking your daughter," and see how far out the door
To
you
dinner,
get.
to dinner, sir. To
Oh, to
dinner,
dinner,
to
to
dinner,
dinner,
to
to
dinner,
dinner.
to dinner.
Also,
To
fun
dinner.
fact: Jules is single.
I'm single.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm just fucking around.
No, I think it's the thing. I have like, and like I say, that's what I was talking about when I say, broadening it out. Like it means a lot. Every day we go through, there's Game 7s. There are these decisions that could change the course of your entire life.
Yeah.
I remember one vividly. It was 1978, and I was, I'm actor. I'd done Cuckoo's Nest, but I was like, going up for little parts. People all thought I was nuts. When they saw Cuckoo's Nest, they said, this guy's like an inmate, And so I was going up for parts for various things, and the guy said to me, "You have to." It was a casting director, and I meet these guys. These are the creme de la creme guys. It's Jim Brooks, Ed Weinberger, Stan Daniels, Dave Davis. They created Mary Tyler Moore. They created Room 222. They wrote Lou Grant, blah blah blah, all this stuff. I never watched television.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll go. And I read the script, and it's the part of Louis De Palma. And I go, wait, you got to make an impression, right?
Yeah.
So I walk in the office, and they're all sitting there in this beautiful, it's like really lush, sofa like this, and I'm walking in. There's a chair there.
Casting room, right?
A casting. It's the guy's office. It was at Paramount. They were big shots. All the actors, you'd come over there. And I had the script in my hand, and I said to him, they introduced me, and I said, one thing I want to know before we start, who wrote this shit? And I threw it on the table. Okay?
Game 7.
Okay? And now I walk for one tiny little millisecond in terror.
Shitting.
And then they laughed their ass off.
Oh, my God.
Okay?
Yes.
And Louis walked into their life. Okay? So these guys are this, okay. So we rehearsed the show. We had 10 days of rehearsal, and we're going to do a pilot. Now, this is big because this means this is a huge show. Everybody tells me was going to be like, it's ABC and
It's Taxi.
all this stuff. Taxi. So I am like, shitting my pants all week. We're getting ready. We're rehearsing. Everybody's in the same boat. We know we're doing it. We're doing the runs. We're doing the things. We're doing the lines. We're doing, we do the blocking. We're up there with the director. We have to say blah, blah, blah. And the night of the pilot shoot, there's 300 people in the audience. And I get to my dressing room early. I always do that. Try to, psych myself up, get into the mode, get ready to go out. And there's a little plant. This tiny little plant, like sitting on my dresser. And it's got a note. And it's from Jim Brooks and the boys.
What kind
And
of
it
plant?
says, it's like a really gnarly little looking thing.
Yeah.
But, nothing
creative
fancy.
plant.
Nothing fancy.
No, nothing fancy. So you got to.
It's in a clay pot. And a note says, Dear Danny, as Louis De Palma would say, if you don't do good tonight, you'll be eating shit tomorrow.
No, what were you thinking right there? Were you
That's
shitting
game
your
7,
pants?
man. That's like game 7, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
You're preparing, you got everything on the line, and you go out and that guy goes, action. And there you go. And you're in front of all those cameras and the audience and whatever. And you want to be on your game.
Yeah.
That's like what you go through. So that's what I was getting at with football. Like, what is that like? What is that day like for you? I mean, maybe somebody will say it's a blasé thing. I just go and do it. But what is that like from that morning?
Yeah. Danny, I was blessed enough to play in 4 of them and win 3. So you got to kind of refine the routine. And that's what a lot of athletes are. We're creatures of habit and we're creatures of routine. And so that specific week, you travel a week early and you're out of your own team's facility and you're working out in a different zone. Mm-hmm. So you're doing everything to a different facility. So like we were at like the Arizona Cardinals because it was in Arizona. We're at their facility. So you're doing everything that week to try to make your routine exactly what got you there. All the little things, your prehab, your rehab, your weightlifting, your ball drills, your extra routes, your extra catches. You do all those exact same things that you did all year was what got you there. So that's something that I would do. And, that's kind of, that is a game 7 moment. Like everyone sees just that one game, but like you're saying, and what you capture in game 7, the documentaries, is that all the work you put in for that one moment.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. Like, how did you prepare for a big role? Like when you had to go do, the cuckoo's nest, or when you had to get all disgusting and become the penguin, or when you were the asshole fucking dad in Matilda, or like, or when you're Benedict in fucking Twins. How did, when you had like a real scene that you had to really,
that's
challenged you, what was your preparation before that?
In the movies, in the movies, and in sports, you're relying on your teammates.
Yeah.
You're relying on the coach. You're relying on the plays that are called.
The
You're
equipment
relying on
staff.
the equipment staff. You're every single component, and it's the same thing in the movies.
Yeah.
We're relying on the sound people. We're relying on the cameraman. We're relying on the director. We're relying on each other, Arnold and I, or in Cuckoo's Nest, Jack, with everybody. We had 10 days of rehearsal for Cuckoo's Nest. We were in a mental institution in Salem, Oregon, that was closed, except for the upstairs floor was the real heavy duty bad guys.
Yeah.
It was the maximum security ward, and so it's all of those components coming together. In movies, it gets to it's kind of like it's extended beyond the making of the movie, because now you have all the little elements that the director has put together in his mind. Like Daniel has done all the work on Game 7. He's put all the elements. He knows all the ins and outs, and how's all these puzzle pieces are going to fit together so that you, the viewer, can get the first experience, that jolt of adrenaline, hopefully, that the people had in the stands that night, that what we're doing with Game 7. But it's the same thing. In movies, what happens is it all funnels down to basically the director, okay? The director.
Why?
Well, because you have, the director is, the only reason to become a director is because the position of God is already filled. Okay, so there are many.
So you're God too.
Yeah, you're God.
Junior God.
Well, you're God. And so you are, you desperately rely on the costume designer, the makeup people, the hair, the wardrobe, the this, the that, the set designers, the lighting designers, all of these elements. Because what's important is what's in that little frame. It's the light that's going through that element.
Yeah.
That's going to be recorded years ago on film, these days on ones and zeros. And then that all goes funneled back into the editing room, where you and your other team, it's the same team, big, different people, the editor, the assistant editor, the sound people, the colorist, the people who are doing all the special effects, anything you need, whatever's going onto that element that is going to wind up going into a place where you're going to color correct it.
Yeah.
And you're going to make the sound right. You're going to do all that stuff. And then you're going to show it. That's the kickoff right there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that's the kickoff of the game.
Right. Kickoff. Bam. There's nothing you can do now. It's out there. Frame 1 has been projected on that screen, and there's 1,000 people in the audience or whatever looking at your baby.
Yeah. It's kind of like, that's what coaches say. The work's already in the bank.
It's already there.
Once the game starts,
you go with it.
Now it's just
gonna
subconscious.
Happen.
Whatever's going to happen.
Now
is
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
See?
Now, but for you though, individually on like an acting scene, like in a Game 7 acting scene for you, where it was a role or it was a scene that you knew you had to fucking knock out the park, you had to do really good. Like, what was it, like, which one of those scenes, what did you do to get prepared for that in the trailer? Did you like do like a breath thing? Did you fall back on your research of the character? Or like, how did you cope with, did you not get anxiety, or did you not get
all
nerves?
of those things. All of the above. Everything you mentioned, it's a similar thing, like what you do as an athlete, as a player, a person who is a professional. That's what you do. So everything, all those little rituals and all those things that you do, like before you get ready to go out and do a scene, and all of those things apply, and they're very, very, very important. I mean, and to get you to the moment when whether you're trying out for Little League or you're trying out for whatever it is that gets you, you start learning those things at an early age, whether I'm doing children's theater when I'm starting out or whether I'm doing off-Broadway or I'm going to Broadway. I did a Broadway show last year with my daughter. I was really happy to do that. I Need That. That was the name of the play. And, all the rituals that she does, every actor has their own and their method of preparing for that to get yourself, turn your wheel, the emotions and the colors that you live every day. We all live them, whether it's, the pain, the thoughts, the depressions, the elations, all these things, and to try to funnel that into the whatever the dictated by the script, dictated by what the author is saying, whether it's Neil Simon or Tennessee Williams or Bo Goldman or Ken Kesey or whatever it is. Those things all play an element into that thing, and you perform them, and you prepare for it's like every single role you play is your baby.
Yeah.
And every part you do is treated in that way. Now, I've done things like on stage where I've had a couple of funny things happen. One thing, I had a ritual. I was in a play off Broadway, and it was a garage on Wooster Street. The Wooster Garage was called. It was the theater, and it was it had bleachers, right? So there's the audience in the bleachers, and it was a thrust stage. So in other words, it just comes out a bit, and there was one step off, and there's the audience, and they're all there. And
right
I'm in a play with Peter Riegert, who's a wonderful actor, and this is like many years ago. And the play is called Call Me Charlie, and I play a guy who's a janitor who gets stuck in a night watchman who falls asleep and has some hallucinations that he's in a Charlie Chan movie, but he's in Astoria, and there's all the props and everything that they shot all the movies there, and he finds himself that's the premise. So I'm on stage for an hour and a half, let's put it that way, and all the different characters come in and out and in and out, and I had a ritual. Every night I got there very early. Like I said, I always get to the theater early. I do my yoga or whatever, breathing, this, that, and the other thing, whatever, get you, have a tea, have my whatever, and get ready, put on, if you got any costumes to get yourself in the mode, have a certain kind of meal if you have, whatever you've chosen to take that path, that journey to your performance. And every night I did the same thing. And then at the last thing, you go out, before you go, I'm going to be on stage for an hour and a half and take a leak, right? Go out stage. Next thing you know, bing, lights are on, full house, audience, people are going. Peter Riegert's on stage talking to me, and we're in the middle of the second scene. And I realize there's one thing I forgot to do.
Pee?
Forgot to pee.
No.
Okay?
Did you piss yourself?
No. No. Here's the good thing.
This football guy would piss himself.
Well, that's a different story. You can't, no. You would have to piss yourself if you're a football player. As an actor, I know that's theater. I know where it is. I know that down stage right, there's the men's room for the audience, and down stage left, there's the men's room, the ladies' room for the audience. So during the scene, I start inching closer to the downstage.
Left or right?
No, I'm going to the right toilet. And Peter's starting to figure out something's wacky here. Why is Danny changing the blocking? Right? And then at one point he realizes, now the scene goes on, right? And the audience starts getting hip to it now. So I go down, I take the step off the stage, I go into the men's room, right? I leave the door open, and he's standing by the front of the men's room, and we're still doing our dialogue, and I'm pissing, and it's going on, and the audience is all they're going wild, right? Because they know what's the dilemma, and I come out and I say, something like the pause that refreshes, and the audience goes crazy. And it's a tempting thing to leave in every night, but the playwright's not going to let you do that. Because
Improv, baby.
improv, baby, you got to be
Adaptive. Now, you clearly have such a crazy passion for acting and directing.
Yes.
You ever think about doing a sports movie?
Doing a sports movie. There was a sports movie once on the books, but I don't remember quite being the closest I came to that is I played Rocky Marciano's corner man in a wonderful Barry Levinson movie called Survivor. I had a small part in it, but I played Charlie Goldman, and it was like really cool. But no, I've never thought to do Any Given Sunday or anything like that.
No dream role of like any athlete you'd like to do?
You mean the world's greatest curler?
Hey,
I don't know.
that could be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
I want to see
why
the
not?
inside. I want to see
No,
the
I
game
thi-
7 of a curling.
I think we should definitely that's the way
play the hell
the
out
way
of
it
Yogi
is.
Berra.
Really like I haven't had that desire. Although I do like sports movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now you had you had Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
You ever get to talk about with Bill Murray about those Cubs?
No, I know Bill Murray. We met each other. We haven't bumped into each other a lot, but I know
He
that
loves.
there's a plethora of he's like there's a treasure trove of stories, and his passion is like well known for the. See, and we're fledgling. Game 7 is just starting out.
No.
We're like just beginning with Amazon, and we're hoping that we get a good enough audience that they'll go, hey Danny, you were right. We should have given you the other 2. Plus, we'll give you 7 for next season. But let's do it because there are so many. There are so many beautiful stories to be told, and the people that we're with, Words and Pictures, this group of people that'll do the digging for the footage, and Adam Silver and people that all the people that in the various clubs, the NBA and the NFL, and where we have. I'd like to do the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
The one with LeBron. Come on, we've got to do that.
That's a great one. The
You know
chase
what I'm
down
saying?
block. Oh yeah.
Please.
Oh yeah. I
so
love that.
Do Game 7 of Mr. Universe with Arnold too.
Oh sure. Yeah. You do
Bring
that.
back.
Bring it back,
Yeah,
baby.
no, definitely. Well, Arnold and I are good friends.
Legend.
I love the guy. We're working on a screenplay right now that we'll hopefully next season we'll be able to get some traction with. But we're excited to work together again.
He had to have been pretty fun to work with.
Oh my God,
You two
I have
guys
such a
together.
good time with him.
He's so
Oh,
talented too.
and he's funny and just genuine, like good spirited guy. And he's a good man, a truly good brother.
Now at work, like when you guys go to a work day, was he like just a fun guy to be
Oh,
around?
yeah.
He reminds me of like how Gronk was when we were at work.
Yeah.
You're in the locker room.
Yeah.
Gronk's just a funny, like a big old Labrador.
Yeah,
Just happy.
Arnold. Yeah, always farting and
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds like Gronk.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like Gronk.
Having a good time. We did this. He had this trailer full of equipment when we did Twins, and it was like a big, full of all kinds of workout stuff. And there was a bike in there. So he said, if you want to come and, any day, Danny, So, yeah. Okay, so I go in like lunchtime. I put my sweats on. I go in. I do the life cycle or whatever it was. I think it was level 4 for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really just barely
Hey.
broke a sweat, and he does, he puts it up to level 12 and does,
Like 80 minutes.
80. And it's just like so different. And we would work out and do a half hour or so, nice workout. And then we go have a little light lunch because he's always talking to me about, taking the gut off. And I'm always, I'm trying to stay healthy. And then, we'd be finishing up. Of course, you break out the stogies. And the next thing you know, one of his friends people, assistants, the door would open and a big gooey ass dessert would walk in. And I go, Arnold, you motherfucker, man. You're killing me, man. You know, but I would have it, and we always had fun.
Love it.
Oh, never a dull moment with Arnold. Yeah.
I can only imagine. He seems like a fun dude.
Yeah, he's a fun dude.
Now, what's your favorite role you've ever
Well, it's
done?
hard,
And then
hard
I
to
want
say.
also your favorite. And then what do you think is your most iconic?
Well, I have a lot of like roles that like I've been blessed with, from Cuckoo's Nest all the way to what I'm doing now. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Frank is like the most self-centered, like who gives a shit character. He doesn't care about anybody except himself. He loves the guys and his 2 fake kids. His kids, because my wife was a whore, and so she was probably but they're these tall blondes, beautiful. Caitlin Olsen and Glenn Howerton and Rob McElhaney and Charlie Day, wonderful people to work with. I working with them now. But like, people will come up to you and say, well, they'll go, they like the twins character and they like Matilda. And Matilda I get a lot because young kids, the great thing about Matilda is that the new generations, the kids, the young girls and boys, pass them on to their siblings and they get to see those movies. Batman, the Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot is high on the list. There are a lot of people who are like younger ones, terrified of Oswald, that I'm going to steal him away and cook him for dinner or something like that. But, I get a lot of that. And of course, so, you can't pick a favorite because
It's like children.
They're like your kids.
Like your kids. Have you seen the new Penguin at all with Colin Farrell?
Yes, Colin's like one of my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colin is. It's a totally different take on it, and I God bless him for doing it. And I take my hat off to him for sitting in the makeup chair for all that time, because I did it for 3 hours every day, and it's a different take on it, and it's fun. Penguin's not a good guy. I mean, it's not a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think working with Tim, I just did the Beetlejuice. I got a little part in there. We just Tim and I have done 5 movies together. We did, besides Batman Returns and Beetlejuice and Dumbo and Mars Attacks and things. There's a cookie. There's a really cool thing in Hoffa, because I directed Hoffa, and he came to visit the day I was doing a scene where there were coffins laid out after some big fight between the bosses and the workers and the unions, and I wanted one coffin to be open, right? And Tim was there just visiting, and I said, "Hi, Timmy, would you like to do a part in Hoffa?" He said, "Yeah, what?" I said, "Okay." Put a little more white makeup on him. Made him look a little bit more dead. Yeah, he always looks a little bit like weird. And he's got the black hair, and it's all over the place. And he was in black already. We gave him a costume, gave him a nice suit. I laid him in a coffin. And I did a shot over the top of the coffins like this. Like, so looking down on the coffins, all the closed coffins. And then go past the open coffin. And then it went up to Nicholson, who was on the stage. In that last open coffin is Tim Burton.
Yeah.
So if you look at the movie,
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Check
Love
that
a
out.
Nugget. I love
a nugget. It's a little nugget. Yeah.
Love a nugget.
Yeah.
Let's go and score this game, and we got to name this game. The name of the game: 2016 World Series game between the Cubs and Indians. You got a name for this game? We have a couple names. What do you think we should pick? The Curse Breaker.
Bye bye Billy Goat.
Bye Billy Goat. The Curse of the Billy Goat.
Yeah,
Theo Strikes Again. Theo
I
Epstein.
think bye Billy Goat.
Bye Billy
Bye
Goat.
bye Billy Goat, man.
Good
Let's
alliteration.
score the game. Is this the greatest game of all time? Let's score it. Now, Danny, the stakes of this Game 7 game.
World Series.
Droughts.
You got to
Just
score
under
it.
8
0 to
years.
1 decimal is okay. 2 droughts for 2 cities that have known nothing but heartbreak.
Oh man.
The
give me
stakes of it.
Yeah.
0 to 10.
Oh, it's 10.
10.
Oh, 10. Oh, it's high stakes.
I think it's like a 9.5.
Yeah, it is.
21 million Americans watching.
I mean,
glued to
it's
their
in there.
TVs.
21 million.
Insane ratings.
That's big for baseball.
In there,
Big.
star power.
Star power.
I
0 to
went for a
10.
10. LeBron James is there.
LeBron was at the
Bill
game.
Murray's there.
Oh, he was
Bill
at the
Murray,
game.
Yeah.
Oh, they were all there.
There were
Everybody.
stars there, but stars.
Oh
on the
yeah.
field.
Oh,
Rizzo.
no, I'm saying like, I'll give it a 9.
Yep.
9.
9 seems
Yeah.
right.
I'm gonna go with the 9 as well.
I went 9.5.
9.5.
I went 9.5. Good.
This is a historic game.
Gameplay.
The
Incredible.
gameplay
Holy
of the game.
Went to
I
extra
mean, there's a
innings,
fucking there
back
was a
and
delay, a
forth.
rain
Oh
delay.
man,
There
it
was
rained.
home
It
runs
was shit.
everywhere.
Come
Like,
back
come on,
5
that's
to
a
1.
9. That's a 9.
I think
Come
that's
on,
that's a
man.
9.
That's big.
That's big, baby.
The name of the
went
game.
9-7.
You gotta,
I had
now you
8-6.
gotta the name of the game. You gotta score the name. The Bill. What is it? Bye
Bye
Billy
Billy
Go.
Go.
That's a great one.
Yeah, we got it. Bye bye Billy Goat.
Yeah, no, but you gotta score the name now.
Score the name. Oh, that's a 10.
Yeah, baby.
Are you shitting me?
Let's go.
That's a 10.
That's an 8 for me.
All right. What'd you
8,
want to
9.
say?
I
What'd you
had
want to
9.
call it?
I like Bye Bye Billy
8.3.
Go.
Okay.
Where does it stack up to all the games that we've done? Where does it rank on our board?
We got to do a
Or
9.15.
9.15.
Nice.
9.15. That puts us not just below Miracle on Ice,
Oh,
which is a 9.16, and just above
Jim
the Snowball
Craig.
game 2001 AFC Division round Raiders versus Patriots.
seems
wow.
fitting, baby.
Pretty high.
That's
I
a
love
very
it.
high game.
Oh, good.
I mean, that's good. Baseball needs to be up there.
Yeah.
Our highest game
That's
7
our-
today.
that's
I
our
mean,
highest-
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, that's great that you score it and you do the whole thing. I'm saying, like I say, being a enthusiast of adrenaline, that's what happens. That's
Amen.
why I watch these. I've watched them a million times when they send me cuts of stuff, as the producer. But I went as soon as it went on the air, I put it on that big screen.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've watched it 3 times already.
It was awesome.
Oh man, it was great.
Awesome.
So is that 3 times? So is that 15? Because there's only 5 episodes. So you 3
Yeah,
times of each.
Yeah, nice if there was
7.
7, yeah. I think Amazon's got to get their shit together. Come on, man.
Sorry, Mr. Bezos.
Oh,
Sorry.
Mr. Bezos. Yes,
Bezos,
I'm
we
sorry,
love you,
Mr. Bezos.
What?
Yeah, I'm looking at your board. I do want to plug a couple things.
What do we got to plug?
Oh, I got a movie that I did with my daughter last year called A Sudden Case of Christmas.
Sudden Case of
It's
Christmas.
available now on a video on demand tomorrow, or when you guys air this, it will be available.
Can I
And
watch it with my daughter?
You're gonna love it with your daughter.
7-year-old. It's
7-year-old's gonna love this movie.
and
A Sudden Case of Christmas. In a nutshell, it's a guy who's got his wife passed away. He has a house in the Dolomites in Italy, and every Christmas his daughter, my daughter Lucy DeVito, in the movie, she and her husband and her daughter, who's 10, her daughter's 10,
Yeah.
come every Christmas. This year they're coming in the summer, and I don't know why.
Why?
It's just, and I don't know why. I think maybe they're gonna tell me they're gonna have another kid.
No.
You know what I mean? And
Don't give it away.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Don't give it. I want to watch it.
Well, I just said maybe they're gonna tell me that, but I'm just okay. I want you to watch it. It's a very wonderful movie, and there's so much emotion and wonderful, bright family love. It's love. This movie, A Sudden Case of Christmas.
That's amazing.
And of course, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You can't miss it. You gotta run away from it because we chase you with it.
Now, is there one scene that it was a little too much that you had to cut out from Always Sunny, or is it
We
just
did-
fucking balls go?
Oh yeah, we've done things like no. Listen,
You had to cut some scenes.
no, no, we don't ever cut scenes. We just go balls to the wall, motherfucker. You want it? You got it. You want it? Let the suits worry about it. Who's coming after them, like with pitchforks and everything? Because we're putting it up there.
But we got to put that on a T-shirt. Balls to the wall.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Go all the way with the creativity of it. I mean, we're doing one right now that's like just off the charts. We're doing a crossover. This is like 2 of the oddest. We're doing a crossover with Abbott Elementary. Can you imagine?
I heard about that.
Can you imagine?
I mean,
Frank
my
Reynolds molding
sister
young
was a
minds.
3rd grade teacher,
yeah.
so I understand a little bit of the behind the scenes. Like
Can-
teachers hate their lives.
But can you
And
imagine?
it's so comedic. Like when they have to deal with these little kids that are rotten children, and then they gotta have like their own little sub life when they're at the water cooler, just talking about
and that show is, got such great wholesome good stuff in it, and it's you put a bunch of monsters in there. That's what we did. They threw Abbott Elementary to the Sunny Wolves, and we're ripping them apart. I'll tell you.
You would think all those characters would have a distance from the school they would have to be.
Oh my God,
Frank Reynolds, baby.
The reason we're there, I'm not going to tell you because it's too good a story point.
Oh,
So and it's fun.
and then lastly, I had one last thing before I let you go. What was it like sitting courtside with Jack Nicklaus,
Jack Nicholson.
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
the golfer?
Okay, Jack Nicholson was the best. Oh, I'll give you one Jack Nicholson.
What do you
story.
got?
Yes.
Okay, so we did Cuckoo's Nest in what was it? 1974. We were up in Salem, Oregon, and the Trailblazers were playing. Okay, we're in the middle of nowhere. He's got a car and a couple of people hanging out with him. We had Scatman Crothers with us. We had nice, and there's always a doobie, and it's like we're in the car. What are you going to do? I contact high. I must admit. Okay, we get there. He's now a big star. He's a major star at this time. I'm like dog shit. Like I'm just like a guy off the street.
Still there, baby.
I'm still there.
You're still there, baby.
No, I'm still there. But I'm saying at the time, nobody knew. They'd never seen Cuckoo's Nest yet. We were shooting it, and we go, and of course it's like an arena. I don't think I've ever been to a basketball game like that. And he said, "Come on, D, we're gonna have a great time. This is really you want anything, D?" I said, "I'll have a Coke." So there's a person with us that was assigned to getting us to our seats, and she gives me a Coke, half the size of myself, and we go down the seats. Now every single camera is focused on him. Okay, it's the big Trailblazers game and blah blah blah, and it's packed. And where are our seats going to be? Duh, courtside,
Right on the court.
right on the line, baby.
Oh,
right,
my.
and we're there. And how you doing, D? Everything good? I'm good, Jack. I'm good. It's really fun. This is so and so, and they're coming over saying hello to him. And there's pictures and video and everything. And this is Danny's in the movie. This is Scatman. We're doing a movie in Salem, and he's holding court on the court, and it's just like every eye in the stadium is tore. And it gets to the time where we're ready to go, and they're all standing out there ready for the ball to be thrown in the air and tipped. Throw the ball up. Just as the guy's tipping the ball, I kick my Coke over. And the Coke goes like this. Center, poof, and it just covers
Tsunami of Coke.
a tsunami of Coca-Cola all over. Whistles blowing, shit going on. People running with towels and spray buckets and this, that, and the other thing. All the team, every team looking at me like, you motherfucker.
And what's Jack doing? Just sitting
They
there
go,
like
"No,
laughing?
we don't." Okay,
Hey.
all right. He's fine. Looking at me. They wipe it up. They're all ready to go. Just before they get out there to set up where they're going to be before the refs get out there, he looks at me and he goes, "You want another Coke, dude?" I said, "Yeah, Jack. Give D another Coke."
Probably in the coolest manner, too.
He is the best.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
All
I
right.
appreciate you coming on. Everyone go check out Game 7 on Amazon. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Also, your holiday movie,
Yeah.
Sudden Case of
A Sudden Case of Christmas.
Sudden Case of Christmas, that he did with his daughter.
Available
Family.
now on VOD.
VOD. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Man, old DeVito.
Daniel, the coolest, the
Tonight,
man,
bro.
the absolute man.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah, tonight is your night, bro.
Man, he's so cool.
So cool. I've been watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia ever since we knew he was coming on the show. So
You
good.
know, you're part of like old Hollywood is when he says, when I was doing the movies. He said the movies. That Jack Nicholson story.
Do you want another Coke?
D, hey, D.
Hey,
Do you want another Coke?
do you want another Coke?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That
In
was
the Nuthouse. Danny that was
so fun.
I'm still flying high. That was incredible.
We didn't really get into the game.
What game?
What game? Who cares? That game.
But there was an insane Game 7 that we did a lot of research on that I want to get one of those players.
Yeah.
Rizzo or one of those dudes.
We got to get him.
Ross.
Heck, that was a game J.R. Smith was in there with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Screw a rally monkey. I want to rally
Theo
J.R. Smith.
Epstein would be cool.
Who?
Theo
Theo,
Epstein.
the curse breaker, baby.
Theo, man, that dude is what a stud.
I got to go to a casino with Theo, bro.
I bet you he's fucking Rain Man out there.
It seems like it, bro. From
I bet
Office
you
Rain
he-
Man.
I bet you he could. I bet you he's really good on cards.
Show me a curse, he'll break it. Snapped. Theo, nothing to me. Billy Goat.
I've been watching a lot of this
Ruth.
Red Sox stuff and then watching a lot of this Cubs stuff. Theo, that's pretty impressive, man. He was really young when he started.
Bro, it was full
Like what,
on like boy genius, yeah. And it could walk the walk. And
What a
talk the talk.
fucking what a leap of faith by the organization
I know,
for this
believing in
kid.
him.
That's smart.
It worked, baby.
It worked.
It worked. But just once, like a Game 7, you hadn't won a World Series in 108
Four.
years, 108, 9 years.
Yeah.
To go Game 7 on the road, extra innings, that was what a game. Like,
That was a fucking
We gotta
gnarly
break it
game
down
too.
with
The,
one of
the
these guys.
break,
He almost choked it away too. That was
Unreal.
fun.
weather break.
Rajay
Yeah.
Davis, home
Man,
run.
I remember that.
Crazy.
I want to wait. We'll save our memories for when we get into the game for someone because we got to cover that game. That's a fucking really good game.
Oh my
It's a
God,
great game.
unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a lot
All
of
the games-
angles too.
And all the games they do on Game 7 are just incredible, of course. Hence the name.
Hey,
Do or die, high stakes, baby.
It's a little on our turf.
I was going to say, I wanted to pitch Danny. Hey, if you need some consultants, baby, we know games. We are game knowers, baby.
I mean,
I was like this close to having you pull up our Excel sheet. That close.
we're games.
Danny, pull up a seat.
Yeah.
We got some dogs.
Oh,
We got
man.
some stuff to talk about.
Well, since we didn't talk about the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs, let's talk about some of the movies, the baseball movies, because those have two great movies associated with them: Rookie of the Year and Major League classics.
Garden Hoser.
Garden Hoser. I want to just go. I want to go make my little boat with my friends. All right. I want to have a big league arm.
You don't want to share a room with Mr. Brinkma on the road?
What is his name?
Mr.
Horton Gardner.
Rackenrooza.
Rocking
Garden
hot
Hoser.
ice. So let's go over. Let's do a little Mount Rushmore or something, or let's go over our top 5
I love it. Oh, I
best
love this.
baseball movies because there's a
Heck
lot of great
yes.
baseball movies.
It's crazy to
There
think
are
of
a
it. They're
lot
like,
of great baseball movies.
There's
You know,
so many good ones.
and there's sneaky ones that'll get you.
yeah, oh yeah.
And from all different angles too,
Oh, yeah.
like slapstick comedies to like, family dramas to cerebral.
The American pastime, baby.
I mean, I used to love For the Love of the Game,
All time.
Costner. Nothing like Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams, insane.
If you
I
build it-
recently just watched that.
Huh?
The second and third act are kind of wild. Like it's like a road trip with fucking James Earl Jones for like some reason. But like the
Yeah,
scenes
because
in
if he
between-
builds it, they'll come, bro. And he saw the fucking ghost.
Ty
Okay.
Cobb walking out that field?
it's also not they will come, it's he will come.
Yeah, it's his dad.
Yeah.
That's
Or-
what he wants. He wants to play one last time, catch the old ball from old Pop.
Ain't nothing more American than that.
America's pastime.
We got to throw that in there.
Mr. Baseball. I used to love that when he went
Oh,
to
yeah,
Japan.
man.
What's his Burt Reynolds? That was hella funny.
That was all timer.
I mean, The Sandlot. If you're
The Sandlot, you got to. You
that's
gotta.
in there.
James Earl Jones.
Sandlot's
James Earl
got to
Jones.
be in there.
Gotta
James
be
Earl
in there.
Jones is the Mount Rushmore of actors in baseball movies.
For real. It's all time. You know, I'm a hardball guy. I'm gonna stand on the table for hardball.
If hardball gets on
little
this
G
list,
baby, man.
I
Throw
love
your
it when
hands
you
in the air if you don't.
I wish I was on the key combos, man.
Man, that's a sad
G-Baby
movie.
still
I
kills
cried.
Me. It gets me every single time. Jefferson, Albert, Tibbs, G-Baby, the whole crew.
Keanu
Keanu.
Reeves.
Ugh,
He's such a cool dude.
that was such a good movie. Like, I might go rewatch that. All timer.
The Rookie, is that with the New York that was with Brendan Fraser? Or is that the Scout?
That was a scout. That was a scout.
What's the Rookie?
The rookie is
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Oh, where he's
It's
the old
based
guy.
off of
Disney
real-
yeah,
movie.
he's the old. It's like
Yeah.
a Disney joint.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
It's
based
actually a
off
true story.
movie. Yeah, yeah.
It's got
True
the
story.
kid from 2.5 Men in there.
Bernie Williams and Mr. 3000.
It's a great.
Bernie Mac.
Oh, Mr. 3000.
It's a great premise. We were talking about that earlier. Great premise for a movie.
Anything with Mac, I'm in there, baby.
Oh my, that was a
Bernie,
funny
we love you.
movie.
It was so
Angels
good.
in the Outfield. I used to love that movie because it used to come on Disney Channel. What was the kid's name?
Christopher Lloyd was the angel, right?
Yeah, but the kid. I know it's that actor.
McConaughey was in
Gordon-Levitt.
that.
Yeah, McConaughey was a baseball player.
Yes. Danny Glover. Oh.
Glover was the coach.
Tony Danza, Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was the kid.
Yeah, what was his
Roger
name?
Bondman.
What was his name in the movie?
Was it Roger Bondman?
I don't remember that. A League of Their Own.
Adrian Brody in that too.
What a cast. Gotta
League
give
of
that
Their
one a
Own.
watch.
Tom Hanks.
There's no.
Davis.
I used to
Brian
love
in
that. That was on
baseball.
TBS all the time. So we used to always watch those. That and like fried green tomatoes.
Whatever happened to Rosie O'Donnell?
Loved the Rosie show when I was a kid.
She's so
Just
funny.
like print money and just was like, see ya.
I don't know. What else was she in? She had her own. She was
She was in that episode. She was in
She
that
was
season
in
of
that
Curb.
episode of Curb. When they were at
juicing?
Cooperstown.
You
You
juicing?
juicing, Larry? You juicing? And she was his nemesis in the softball league.
Yeah.
The New York softball league.
Yeah.
And they were
Dude, her
competing for the same
daytime
woman.
show. She was like Ellen before Ellen.
She was. Yeah.
When I was a kid, she was like the Ellen.
Rosie's funny. She's goated.
She used to give away so many things too. It was
She was in
like
that.
Diet Oprah.
You'll get a car.
Moneyball?
Moneyball is probably the most well-crafted movie out of all of these. Now, there's cultural stuff, whatever, but like that might be the best movie from
Bull
like, a filmmaking
Durham?
standpoint.
Bull Durham. Oh,
Costner's also on the Hall of Fame for baseball movies.
yes, bro.
So he's in the Hall of Fame for baseball movies.
When I think Costner, I think baseball, baby.
What else?
American pastime.
Well, didn't he
Costner.
play in like the minors or something?
I don't know.
I think he grew up playing baseball. Fever Pitch. Doesn't Asaf love that movie? He always talks about it.
I don't know.
They had to rewrite it because the Red Sox won.
Ed.
And Jimmy Fallon's a Yankees fan. Get at it.
Which one's the Babe? Is that the Babe Ruth one?
Yes.
I
That's
think
where
I've
John
seen.
Jack
Goodman played
Goodman,
him.
Yeah, I
John.
think I got to rewatch that.
It's been a while for
I
me,
always
too.
wanted to be good, but I didn't remember.
Never, yeah.
You always wanted because it was the Bad News Bears, the original.
all time. That's got
The
to be
original. I remember my dad let me watch that and like swore. I think I rented it from the library. You know, you could get movies and CDs at the library. I was getting like Bad News Bears and the album Dookie by Green Day like 94 at the library.
Dude, those are formative years transforming yourself.
Dude, it was
by
crazy. I
Great
was like,
American media.
we got Blockbuster. And I could get Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and fucking Bad News Bears at the goddamn library for free.
Walter Matthau goaded, bro. He was giving them red stripes.
Oh my God, Red Stripes.
And then in the new one, and then in the Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy
one,
Bob Thornton one was
it
good
was
too.
great. Except they're drinking like O'Doul's, man. That's no fun.
I know.
Drink fake beer. Come on
Well,
now.
different age, man.
Oh, yeah,
ain't the
true.
70s.
Kelly Leak, that's a badass, man. Kelly Leak is a bad dude.
All right, so
we got to put Bad News Bears in there.
is Bad News Bears in there?
Walter Matthau. What do you think? I mean,
What's number one? Is made? We didn't even talk about Major League.
Oh,
Willie
bro.
Mays Hayes.
Yeah, Major League might have to be one.
Is that one?
What do you
I
think?
don't think it's one.
Not
for
one?
Me. Not for me.
Okay. Hardball is one for me, but I think I'm on my island here. We like Field of Dreams being in there.
I mean, Sandlot is probably one.
okay.
Sandlot's a good number one.
I like
Moneyball's
Sandlot
got
at
to be
one.
in there for artistic integrity.
Moneyball can be
Uh,
5. It can hold the court.
Ooh,
Artistic
that seems
integrity,
low, though.
Kyler.
It's not even artistic. It's just a well-crafted movie.
It's artistic integrity. Kyler has to have
Hey, someone needs some artistic integrity around here.
artistic.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh my goodness. Moneyball. 5? Okay, that feels a little low, but I like it being in the top 5. 4, the 4 spot opened up because we moved Sandlot up to 1.
Ooh. Bad News Bears is probably 4.
Bad News Bears goes 4. I like that.
I don't think Bad News Bears belongs on this list.
Yeah, but
What do you
haven't even
think?
seen it.
Who's your what? I honestly like.
Because like Major League,
What about the fucking Natural and Boy Wonder?
The Natural,
The Natural's
Robert
great.
Redford.
Shout out Redford, bro.
Boy fucking Wonder.
You want to put Natural at 3? I'm not mad
be
at
The
it.
one
love of the
those-
game, Costner when he's older like MLB player on the back 9 of his career, falls in love with
That
a
is a
single
great one.
mom.
He's out there in Detroit, baby.
Then she goes up to Boston.
All right, we'll put yes.
I don't know.
I like you got to have some Costner
I think
representation.
a League of Their Own
Well,
needs to be in here too.
I think
All
Field
right.
of Dreams is in there.
I think
Field
Field
of-
of Dreams is in here. A League
Field
of
of
Their
Dreams
Own,
goes 2.
and I would say
Field of Dreams got to go. Yeah, 2.
A League of Their Own 3.
yeah, and then I think you got to kill Bad News Bears, and you got to replace it with Major League.
Ooh,
And I think you could probably
do
move
too.
Major League up to 2 or 3.
No, Major League's 3.
Okay. Major League is 3.
League of Their Own's 4. Rosie O'Donnell was in that too, wasn't she? Or is that who we were talking about?
Yeah.
And
Gina
so was
Davis.
Madonna.
No
Yeah.
crying in baseball.
Gina Davis, Olympic archer.
And then what was the main lead? The main girl.
Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an Olympian too. She's an archer. She's in Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. I used to love that movie too.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, what is that, 95?
It was
Early Brad Pitt was in that.
That's
movie.
crazy. That's a real
Brad Pitt
story.
before Brad Pitt was Brad
Isn't
Pitt.
that-
92, bro.
Could you imagine that?
$40
A
million.
League of Their Own?
That's crazy.
We go off to war and all the men have to go out. So to entertain people, they're like, hey, we're going to create a. They didn't even have girl leagues. That's gnarly.
Pretty sweet.
Good movie. This is a good list.
$40 million budget, made 132. Pretty good.
Who?
Bad.
A League of Their Own. Talking box
They just
office.
remade it into a series that didn't quite hit.
I loved Mr. Baseball too.
Mr. Baseball's so fun.
But I don't remember it like a lot, but I remember watching it a lot. Hardball is really good too. That's a sad one.
No Bull Durham, no hardball on here.
No
Kills
Bull
me.
Durham. People
Not
might
making
get
We didn't even
that
say
kills me.
Summer Catch. Shout out Cape Cod Baseball League. Bench
Summer
warmers
Catch.
too.
Bench
We're getting
warmers.
close.
all
David
time.
Spade's in that.
Yeah.
We're getting
John
closer.
What's
Hader.
8 Men Out?
That was about the Black Sox scandal.
Yeah,
Not that
it's like an
fun.
ESPN-y style movie. That story deserves a modern retelling in some way, shape, or form.
All right, I guess I'm pleased with this. I'm pleased enough with this list.
You could move around Field of Dreams in Major League. I think you could switch those if you wanted to. But I think you can go to bat with this list. Go to bat. Didn't even mean that.
Good pun. To recap, Sandlot taking the top spot, baby. Dennis Leary, shout
Henry
out Dennis
Rohragartner.
Leary. I hate no Rack and Rooser, man. Rack and Rooser,
I think Rookie of the Year.
What about the one with the kid with the Minnesota Twins?
Oh, when he's the manager?
yeah,
That's,
Mr. Baseball,
No, that's oh man, that's another one that's on TV. all the
little
time.
coach.
It's Little Big League. Duh.
Little Big
Little
League.
Big
We don't have that on the list, do we?
No,
Oh, I didn't have it pulled here.
Like that
Little
movie,
Big
though.
League's all time, bro.
I think Rookie of the Year,
Is-
Angel in the Outfield, and Little Big League is all because we're of a certain generation.
Yeah, is baseball? Does baseball have the best sports movies?
I think it does.
Because it was America's pastime for so long. You know what I'm saying? So they're
What are
making
the football movies?
Any Given Sunday.
A
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans, fucking good.
Leatherheads.
I think Remember the Titans
Leatherheads.
goes up with any of these.
I think it's just
100%.
below Sandlot. Sandlot, I think, is a better movie. Personally.
Dude, Remember the Titans.
I don't love that movie. I don't like that movie.
I remember going to see that on Thanksgiving with my
What?
parents. I
I
look
love
up, my
Remember the
dad's
Titans.
fucking crying.
Yeah.
All timer.
Left stride, strong side.
He
When
got
the
like
men
hurt in the car accident like that. Coach was
united to
mean.
become a team.
I wish they
Kyler.
got united earlier.
I guess you don't understand that.
Young Gosling.
Young Gosling.
Sunshine.
He wasn't Sunshine though.
I know, but I'm just
Yeah.
riffing here. Whatever happened to Sunshine? Whoever on the
Any given Waterboy.
Waterboy. Replacements.
There's more. There. What else?
The Replacements. Longest
Replacements.
Yard, both of them.
replacements is good.
Look at old Keanu. Keanu Reeves in some sport movies, and he's a hella good shooter. They said he could have been a good quarterback. Did you see that post or something?
Yes.
Did we talk
Yeah,
about
I
that?
sent you that on Instagram the other week. They said when he was doing the replacements, they thought of like bringing him in for a tryout for the Ravens. I don't know, man. Come in the nut house. We got to squash
That might
this.
be like
Keanu.
some TikTok
Keanu,
revisionist.
we
Yes.
need you to come in and talk about if you could come and play on the Raven. That was a good Ravens team.
Hey,
when they needed a quarterback.
I was going to say Trent Dilfer, Keanu Reeves.
Or Keanu Reeves.
Here's a
I'm going
question.
Keanu.
Here's a
I'm going Keanu all day,
I'm
bro.
going Keanu.
Here's a TikTok for us. Here's the hook. Could the 2000 Ravens win a Super Bowl with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
100%, bro.
Did you see the Replacements movie? The guy can fucking throw
Shane Falco, baby, get in
Shane
there.
Falco. Lives on a boat. That's how focused he is.
Brian Billick, see ya. Gene Hackman, come on in, baby.
Gene Hackman sports
Remember, he was
movies.
our coach.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. Replacements.
2 more football movies. Rudy.
Oh, I love Rudy.
Also Varsity Blues.
Oh, great.
I give it a 10.
80 for Brady.
80 for
Oh,
Brady.
goodness.
Great movie.
Is it?
Great movie.
Great
Yeah, it's a
movie.
great
Hey, my
film.
dog is in it.
It's a great picture.
Yeah, my dog in it.
What else is there's some? I don't know. Maybe I was.
Baseball has the best sports movie. I think.
Yeah, baseball, best sport movie. Basketball movies, Hoosiers,
Space Jam.
Hoosiers,
Hoosiers.
Space Jam,
White
Space
Man
Jam
Can't
2. I
Jump.
Lily likes
Love and
Space Jam too.
basketball.
What's the Spike Lee, Ray Allen?
Oh, he got game. That's
Got
a
Game.
fucking
He Got
awesome,
Game.
beautiful movie.
Yeah.
really, really
What's
good.
the-
That's
Deserves
like
a
one of my
rewatch.
favorite movies.
Deserves a rewatch. Hustle with Adam Sandler.
Is Joanna Man? Is that
Oh, all time,
basketball
yes.
movie?
Yes, dude. What if a man played in the WNBA? Classic late 90s, early 2000s premise.
Does Uncut Gems count?
Yes, I will count it.
Bookies.
Air kind of
Oh,
counts.
Air,
Hustle?
I love Air.
Hustle?
That's not a basketball
Hustle?
movie. Air's not a basketball movie.
Yeah,
Nah.
basketball adjacent.
You never on the court.
Coach Carter. Oh, Like Mike. How are we forgetting Like Mike?
Like Mike.
All timer. Rookie
Lil
of the
Bow
year,
Wow?
but basketball. Yeah.
Is he Bow Wow now, or he's not Lil Bow Wow anymore?
I think he's just Bow Wow. Christopher.
He got really mad about that
Did he really?
after he became Bow Wow and people call him Little Bow Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's just Bow Wow now, I think. He is 37 now.
We're the same age. He was fucking on top of the world when I was a
Chad
kid.
Moss. Why was I saying Chris?
Bow Wow.
Wow, Bow Wow, 4.7 million followers on Instagram.
He's still Lil Bow Wow.
Bow Wow, bro.
Or Bow Wow. Well, what a game.
ICDC College. Remember he was doing those ads?
I don't.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do that game. That's a great
Yeah.
game. We'll do it again. We'll
But-
give that game justice that it deserves.
We got to. That was a fucking. That's a very important game for baseball. You
Really
know,
was.
That's a special game, and we need someone very special to come in and talk. Billy Crystal. Maybe we have him come in.
There's a lot. Like we talk about
Bill
the
Murray.
Chiefs- We talk about
Bill
the
Murray.
Chiefs and the,
He was there.
Maybe he'll come do my dishes
Eddie
at my
Vedder's-
house while we're fucking talking about it, and we randomly ask him
When
hey,
you least
Bill,
expect
wanna-"
it.
Isn't that what he does? He goes like frat houses or something.
He just
I
pops
fucking
up
love Bill
wherever.
Murray.
Oh, all timer.
Eddie Vedder's a Cubs fan.
But-
Girl.
Regardless,
Good list.
what an episode with Danny.
I can't.
Oh,
Danny D.
sweetheart. Also, we had a
All time guest.
that couch is so on my radar.
All time guest.
Hey, he's propped up pretty good.
He actually, we
He was
solved
pretty
that.
comfy.
It made it work. You were more uncomfortable than he was.
Hey, you got Danny DeVito sitting down here. We're all good. I was comfy
As long as
enough.
Danny's comfy, I'm comfy.
As long, hey, you comfy? I'm comfy. Remember to check out Game 7 on Amazon Prime and Sudden Case of Christmas. Both out now. That he did that with his daughter. Great movie.
Gotta love that.
That's a classic, like old Hollywood guy who like puts a movie together just so he can be in Italy with his family.
Well, regardless, it
an Adam Sandler
represents
movie.
family and good time.
Great
It's a good
holiday
thing.
flick.
It's
We gotta
positive.
check it out.
Yeah. And that's been another episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Comment a game you want us to do. And remember
Rate and review.
to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a message on the old hotline at the number 424-291-2290. See you guys next week. Later. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.